Hello, this is Russell Robinson, the Chief Executive Officer of the Jewish National Fund. I want to welcome you to our regular scheduled Google Hangout that I have here with the people across the United States and the world. I just returned from Israel, so today's Google Hangout is just going to be about our solidarity trip and really the meaning of what it is about partnership today. We had almost 50 people from throughout the United States, which dropped everything to come to Israel with only a week and a half notice. Under the leadership of Vivian Grossman and Loren Mescon and Dr. Melinda Wolf, we sent out an email, and we could have had more people except for the airlines that then canceled and then rescheduled and people who couldn't get there. But 50 people that came to Israel on a solidarity trip. That was only one group, and another group that we had was 17 people on our JNF Future group, our JLEM group, our leadership group from throughout the United States, of our leaders that are going to be about taking over today and tomorrow the Jewish National Fund and being change agents. So all of these people went to Israel because they knew that at this very moment, that was the place to be. That means they had to drop doctors and lawyers, business people, mothers and fathers, everything they did. Everything they had going, drop it, book a flight, and come to Israel. And let me tell you what we did. The first day we were there, we were meeting with Minister Uzi Landau, the Minister of Tourism, who came into the room and said thank you, and asked us to continue to be those ambassadors that tell the story about Israel, tell the story about what we're seeing, about the beauty of Israel, and why we have to be there now, tomorrow, today. Don't cancel your trip. Not next week, not next year. Plan on being there. Plan on being on the land of Israel. We were there with Nir Barkat, the mayor of Jerusalem, meeting in the City Hall chambers, talking about 3,000 years of history in that city of Yerushalayim. And we were there that day making history because we were there. We met with people throughout Israel. I'm just going to tell you a couple stories. We spent 2 nights in Beersheba. Now, one of the afternoons, we went to the mall to have lunch. And people had money that they had received from friends and their own money, and they were going to buy gifts because we're going to the JNF Sderot indoor playground right after that. And as they were going around the mall shopping and buying, we came back to the bus, and a young man about 28 years old came in from the bookstore, brought the books on board, and then asked if he may talk to our group. We said, sure. He came on the mic. This 28-year-old macho Israeli said, I was born here in Beersheba. I've lived here all my life, and so has my parents. And people around the mall didn't understand what was going on. Who were these people speaking English, walking around our mall, and what were they buying here in Beersheba? And then word got out that you were buying these books and these gifts and these toys for people of Israel and that you were here to support us. And he started crying and said, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. From there, we went to Sderot. David Dior, the world-class singer from Israel, had donated his time. All the people, from the people setting up the sound system, everybody volunteered their time, and we had a concert in Sderot at our JNF indoor playground for 500 people. Over 150 soldiers, people from throughout the area, new Olim that came over with Nefesh B'Nefesh from Ofakim, Beersheba, and even Sderot had come into our concert. And we were singing. And yes, the sounds were reverberating from the walls, but I believe that that music was also being sent a signal to our enemies that we were singing about love and peace and the future and wishes and dreams. And one of the songs was Wish Upon a Star. And we were there wishing, praying together with the people of Israel. When we went to Chalutza, the communities in which the people from Gaza had been evacuated 6 years ago, and that is where they decided to build their new home. And again, they were evacuated from their homes. I'll tell you a victim of war. A victim of war was a mother who we met with 3 children who has not been out of her home for over 2 weeks. That victim of war can't afford to be out with only 15 seconds of notice and having one of her children running around and not being able to grab all 3 when the siren came. And yes, when we were there, a siren did come, and we all packed into a small bomb shelter, very tightly. And 3 children started to cry. And one of our mission participants, on her own, started singing Oseh Shalom, as loud as could be. And a siren after a siren, and a song after a song. And the children were crying, they were laughing and singing with us. Then we were in Tel Aviv, packing over 2,500 boxes on a beach party in Tel Aviv. 2,500 boxes of clothes, of towels, of socks, from the Druze community, a donated of foot cream. From our northern people up in the Go North that brought down food. Everything was packed in this box. And at this beach party were people coming off the beach in their bathing suit helping to pack. A soccer club from Herzliya where the coach said, we're not having practice today. We're going to the Carlton in Tel Aviv and we're packing boxes for our soldiers. People were fighting because there wasn't enough room in the 4 tables that we had to pack these boxes. And what should have taken 4 hours took us less than 2 hours. Together, the people of Israel, the Jewish National Fund, all of us. That is the mission in which we were at. We felt the solidarity. They felt our presence. We felt being there. And I want to say to each and every one of you, the tens of thousands of donors that have been part of our emergency campaign, I said it before, we're not an emergency response organization. We were there yesterday, we were there today, and we'll be there tomorrow. Keep giving and keep being part of the solidarity and the continuing connection and the human bridge to the people of Israel. I will tell you, I felt it firsthand. So did all the other people on the trip. And they were there representing each and every one of you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next month on the Google Hangout.